My name is Taun Hall, and I'm Miles Hall's mother. So Miles was my first child with my husband, Scott. Miles was 23 years old, and he went to school here in Walnut Creek. We came here because we wanted to have the best schools for our child. We wanted to have the best education. Even though we're African American family living in a white area, the education was really important to us. And Miles was able to graduate successfully, and he did well in school. I know he was on the honor roll when he played basketball his freshman year. So Miles had mental health challenges, and they weren't diagnosed until he was over 18. So you have to be a danger to yourself, danger to others, or gravely ill to get help. So we were really stuck as far as what we could do with Miles. So I had taken classes at NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness, to make sure I kind of understood what was going on with him. Miles was in a program for a couple weeks, and then when he got out of the program, then he was on medication. And the medication made a night and day difference. So it was all of a sudden he didn't want to work, and then he came out and had medicine, and now he wanted a job. He was making friends. So we had about 5 months of him working. June 1st is when Miles started showing signs again of something was going on. He actually broke a window. He had one of our neighbors had let him use a garden tool, and so he was using the garden tool to plant some plants, and then he was in psychosis and he broke a window. He wasn't aggressive towards anyone. He just broke a window, so it's just property damage. So my mom was living with us at the time, and she had called 911 first. So we felt they were going to come and take care of it like they did in 2018, and make sure that they just tried to talk to him, de-escalate. That's what they're supposed to be trained to do. And he's in this cul-de-sac, and he has a garden tool, and he's holding the garden tool. He thinks the garden tool is his staff. So lots of times when someone's in a mental health emergency, or in psychosis, they have delusions and hallucinations, and that's exactly what was going on. And the police knew that he was having a mental health emergency. They actually had known that he had a schizoaffective disorder because they helped us in 2018. So within 30 seconds of the 4 officers arriving, they shoot him. Two officers shoot him, and he shot twice, so 4 times total from each officer. And he pretty much is dying on the street now. When you think of someone getting shot by the police, and you think of, wow, this was a really bad person. But Miles wasn't. He was an innocent victim. And he's black, and he lives in a white neighborhood, and you deal with implicit bias, and you deal with police who are not trained. So when I called on June 2nd, why wasn't there services offered to us? Why didn't they say, hey, there's a program where we can have, a mental health person come and talk to your child? And there are some programs like that right now that they do have in the county, but that's for the whole county, and there's one person. But that would have saved Miles' life, right? If I was able to call, if there was a non-police response and it was someone who was a mental health officer, that would have saved Miles, because he was never a person who was even aggressive towards anybody. It's heartbreaking because there's so many people out there who need services just like we did. And now, for me, it's we have to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Say his name.